Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 19th of October 2020. I don't know where this month's gone. Mind you, this year, speaking of that, it just seems to be flying by. But anyway, Friday, the headline was VIX and stocks rise on week, bank puke ahead of Black Monday anniversary. Yes, today is blimey, we're going back to 1987. The anniversary of Black Monday. It was Black Monday 1989 because we had the two. I think the Black Monday was 1989 when we had another crash, and October is always sort of earmarked for this sort of annual will the market crash in October. So that's why this is highlighted here in this headline. But anyway, let's have a look at Friday first. The market moved lower after recording when the futures opened. It didn't move to the buy side, but support was found, and then they reversed it just before the open there, and we're seeing prices move immediately from the open and straight through the DP up to the BRN there, where you can see the market stopping, and then we get the potential weakness coming in here. You can see that the volume is greater than the buying bar to the left of it. We're also at the DP level, so prices finding resistance here, attempting to move higher as they try to bring prices back in this buying bar, closing back above the DP, but the market fails to follow through and then is hammered again with further selling, which you can see there. Another attempt is made to move prices higher and again is met with selling. So this classic battle going on here at the DP level at the open on Friday. Prices then attempt to come back once more. Again, you've got a tiny bar here from compared to the previous bar, just coming down to have a look at the 200 MA and then reversing once more. But if there's no follow through in the buying, then prices are being hammered again to the downside, closing below the 200 MA. Once again, trying to get back here. Again, you can see the narrowness of prices, higher volume, not as great or greater than the previous bar, but even so, a good 80%, and yet failing to move lower. So again, you can anticipate that they're going to try and bring the market back to the DP level, and then it is sold into, which you can see there. You can see we hit the DP and then they immediately sold into this and taking prices back to the 200 MA, where we see these now start to move below. We get a potential sell signal. We've got a problem here because we've got the close from Friday, and a very interesting thing takes place here. As I go through this, you'll see prices trying to be brought back immediately, finding resistance at the 200 MA, and then prices reversing back down to the BRN there. Prices go through, they touch the sell point, and then watch the volume. You see this increase significantly compared to the previous bar, and also the range is less than the previous bar, so we can see them actually buying back at this level, which also ties in with where they were buying to move the market to the upside on the left there. So having spotted this, I hung in there a bit just to see, but again, the market's not going down. We've closed back above the 5-bar moving average. Get out of the trade. Market's back above the 200, and we'll move fast forward here. But immediately when we have the buy signal, we've got the DP here. Prices reverse and switch back to the downside there, and then we get another sell signal. We have the same issue. The prices need to get through the close of Friday. They attempt to do this, and at this point there is 14 points on the table. I didn't take this. I was hoping we were going to continue to move to the downside, but again, we see as we go forward here, this particular price bar is a very interesting bar, and one that I'm looking to write into the software as well, where prices come off the lows and you get an increase in volume as well, which stops the down move. And then as prices trade sideways, sitting on that close again and the scalp, you'll see the volume increasing at this level, and you get a green bar there where they've tested for any selling, and you'll see that at this point I took the profits off the table, and then prices start to reverse again. as they come back above the 200 MA and head towards the DP level. And this is consistent with what they want. They want the markets back on the highs, keep the asset bubble inflated, and we're seeing prices here trading straight back to the DP. It's like a magnet, and prices just trading sideways as the rest of the morning goes through here. Now, for some unknown reason, the recording software decided to crash. So I will go to the chart from Friday so you can see what happened. We then had a buy signal as prices then filled this, and we managed to get through the DP level, but then had to come back and retest the 20 bar moving average before prices continue to move higher. But you'll see all the way through here we've got resistance at this level, kicked off initially from the resistance here, and once back through the DP level here, you can see that prices move lower. You can see we closed through here with selling. Again, you can look at that major buying here, volume greater than the previous. They bring the market back, but then reverse straight back through the DP and move lower there. And of course, as soon as we get to 11 a.m., and this is something that's happening as well that I've noticed, that we're starting to see a move sort of mid-morning, which is something I'm going to keep an eye on, especially as we go into the colder winter months. It'd be worth spending some time as it's cold actually trading some of these moves as well, because once they get going, they're really nice moves there. So let's switch back to the afternoon, and we had the release of the core retail sales. They were incredible. I mean, compared to the forecast of 0.4, 0.7, they came out at 1.5 and 1.9. So this has already set the scene for a move to the upside for the afternoon. There was just the prelim UOM sentiment to be released at 3 p.m. So let's fast forward. Market moving sideways to higher, finding support. There was a bit of selling here, which was then picked back up and removed, and prices then opened. You can see them trading sideways there. We had a potential sell signal. We're close to the news, and even though they're medium impact news items, I've said before, you don't know how the market's going to react. This has been the same since March. So I don't know why they downgraded all of these economic news items to medium when really they were high impact before. I suppose it's not as high impact as printing trillions of dollars and all of the other COVID stuff that we've got going on, but bizarrely that they've been regraded or downgraded. So prices are sideways. Again, you can see them buying back in at this point initially, and that signal disappears, and then we get another one, but we're close to the news now, so getting into the trade would be a tough ask, just in case the news is released beforehand and leaked to the market, which is not uncommon. So again, prices reverse straight off here as they get wind of the news early, and prices then move to the upside, and they remain, as you see here, above the 5 bar moving average all the way up as prices trade up to the R1, where they find resistance. So again, the pivots in the BRN, the area for support in this market. Here you can see prices showing some potential weakness, and then the market seeing the selling disappear, low volume as it sits on the BRN level and closing above the 5 bar moving average. So missing the trade here. Again, you've got support here with the 5 bar moving average, prices closing above the BRN and the low volume there for the next move to the upside. So prices trade up to the R1, and you see here you've got a small bar with a lot more volume than the bar that's before this, and then you will see the catalyst of this as prices then attempt to move higher, fail, and then trade sideways as you go on to the 4 o'clock close. I'll just bring this up, and you go through here, and there you go. You see prices there turning red and then trading to the downside. Now, there is a problem with the data from, if I can find the right chart, from ETX this morning. As I move through Friday, you'll see that they've got a bad tick in the actual data. The price is down here. For some unknown reason, they've got an open price way down here. They need to correct it. So what I've done this morning is actually load a separate one from another provider that I use, so I can actually show you what's going on. Because even in the daily chart, of course, it's completely distorted there. You can see the open price down there. For some unknown reason, it's opened and registered at 7,090, which is bizarre. It doesn't normally happen. It used to in the early days. I'm talking about going back to the 1990s when we used to download data overnight. There was room for and bad ticks. This is most unusual, but I've sent a note, get it corrected ASAP. So what I'm doing is using another one here, and again we've got the same picture. Might be out slightly different to prices because each spread betting firm has a different pricing algorithm. So I'm just going to draw in these upside targets for the DAX. Again, you'll see that price is already towards the high. Let me just reset this chart so you can see a bit more here as well. So price is heading back to the 62% retracement from this high to this low, finding resistance there at the moment. We look at the overnight, you'll see price is currently at the high, got the selling there at the moment. Price is coming down to the 200 MA, finding support. There's the second attempt at the high because you've got the early hours there at 2 a.m. as well. And we kick off here at let's have a look, 23.16, with the market sitting on the BRN here at the 12,900 level. Let's just have a quick look and see where we are with the DP. We see that markets come below the 200 bar moving average there, and then immediately found some buying support here. Again, tiny bar coming off the BRN and moving to the upside there. Right, let's move on and have a look at the implied volatility. This down on Friday from 23.44 to 22.92, below the 20 bar moving average. And again, on the color code, as long as this is green, the market is pricing in a move to the upside there. And news, let's have a look at what news we've got coming out this week. This was last week because I wanted to have a look at some of the news from last week. And yeah, Monday the 19th. So today we've got Powell speaking at 1 p.m. before the market opens, and also the criminals out at 1:45 as well. Lagarde speaking at 1:45. Tomorrow, no news Tuesday. Always a tough day on a Tuesday if the market has no news. And of course, the market also waiting for the US election now as well, treading water there. So could be in for a bit of a quiet move over the next week. What else have we got? Wednesday, I've never heard of Ramsden. He's speaking on Wednesday, a monetary policy chap from the Bank of England. Bailey's out also on Thursday. I've got the jobless claims, usual stuff. Just looking for those sort of major ones. A lot of news on Friday. It's all of the manufacturing stuff out on Friday there. And it looks like the US put their clocks back this next weekend, as do the UK. And that's unusual. Sorry, that's Europe, not the US. I'm going to say that's unusual because the US are either 2 weeks a week behind or forward or whatever, just to confuse things, and we have to change the settings in the software. So, wow, we actually go back an hour this coming Saturday, then early hours of Sunday morning. As if we haven't had a bad enough year with all of this COVID nonsense, we've got an extra hour of it. Fortunately, we will be asleep. And speaking of the COVID nonsense, I don't know whether you noticed this on Saturday, but New Zealand's Premier Jacinda Ardern delivered a rousing speech after landslide victory. in New Zealand, election vows to bring Kiwis out of the coronavirus pandemic stronger than ever. And I thought, here we go. And then a good friend of mine sent me a note and he said, have you seen it? And I said, what the usual, and here it is. We will build back better from the COVID crisis. This is our opportunity to take on poverty and inequality. Let's step forward together. It's nauseating, isn't it? When you know they've got a completely different agenda with the World Economic Forum. And that's all I'm mentioning on this today. And to end on a lighter note and the ridiculousness of the UK government rules, UK bans sex for at-risk couples. This is genuine. You can go and look it up. But I do like this. Somebody sent a tweet to the government, which I won't read out for YouTube censorship reasons, but you can work it out yourself. The ridiculousness and bizarre confusion and whatever other adjective you want to use continues. And this is why people are starting to question it, because it becomes more ridiculous by the day. And this is good news because people are waking up to seeing what is really going on. But I thought I'd just throw that one in there just so give you something to chat to your friends over and send to them and say, well, if you're from different households, you got no chance. Well, allegedly, but I think everybody would agree. Where hormones are concerned, there is absolutely no logic or adherence to rules and regulations, including Neil Ferguson, the man who got us locked up in the first place with his 500,000 death forecast, who was then caught travelling across London to see his mistress. Okay, that will do it for today. If there is anything else to report, I will let you know. But as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.